What up, y'all, and welcome back to my channel here at Gallivants and Rants. My name is Desiree. Thank you so much for those who have been here before and who are returning. And I know that I've gained several new subscribers recently, so I want to say thank you for anyone who is new to this channel. Today's video is going to be update number 8. If you've seen any of my previous updates, you know that in these update videos, I just kind of give you a what's up on what's going on with my life, where I am, what I'm doing, what my future plans are. So for this one, it is actually really special to me. As many of you know, I went traveling last year, and that was actually one of the main reasons that I started this channel, was to kind of document the process leading up to my travels of last year. So last year I ended up spending a month in Mexico, a month in Belize, and about 10 days in Guatemala. And then after Guatemala, I went back to Belize, and I had absolutely fallen in love with the country of Belize. I was there for the month of September, which is when they have their celebrations around their Independence Day. Belize is actually relatively new to independence. This year they're celebrating 37 years of independence. They actually used to be the country of British Honduras. I got to experience Carnival. I got to see the Road March. I was at the September 20th celebration. If any of you saw my video from the Machel Montano concert, that was the first time that I actually got to see Machel perform. And I was just so intrigued by their culture, just the music, the people, everything about this country. I just fell in love with. So when I ran out of money and I had to ultimately return back to the US, I was devastated. I really had originally wanted to be gone about 6 months, but because of the way that things went, I was only able to save enough money for what I thought would probably stretch out to 3 to 4 months. But it was my first time traveling for an extensive period of time, and honestly, since I was new to everything, I was trying to do as many things as possible, trying to help as many people as possible. Will admit that I ultimately got hustled by some people. So as soon as I got back to the States, my number one goal was to find a job, save up money, and get back to Belize as soon as possible. While I was in Belize, right before I left, there was someone that had won my heart. Unfortunately, but fortunately, things did not work out. I didn't really realize their true colors until I came back from Guatemala. On top of knowing that I would have to return to the States and then having to deal with this heartbreak, it was just a lot of emotions going on. And I had voiced some of these emotions on Facebook, and a friend of mine from Los Angeles had reached out to me, and somebody who was constantly wanting me to come back and visit the LA area, and said, hey, why don't you like come out to LA or whatever, you can stay with me, you know. And he was actually just saying like I should come out and visit, but I knew that I didn't want to be back in Florida. Florida is my home state and will forever be in my heart. For right now, I have zero desire to actually live in Florida. So I knew that for my mental health, I had to find a way to leave Florida as soon as possible. So I'd already booked my ticket back to Florida, and I just happened to be looking on the internet and found a flight from Orlando to Los Angeles for $55. And I knew that that's what I needed to do. It felt so right, and I can't describe that feeling. I don't know if you've ever had that feeling of just when things fall into place and things are aligned. There's so much comfort and peace, and I didn't really know what LA would hold for me, because last time that I was in LA in 2012, it was also pretty devastating, also pretty emotional, also revolving around a man. There's a trend here, and there will continue to be a trend. So after 2 weeks of being back in Florida last year, I ultimately flew out to Los Angeles to start a new chapter of my life, and I found a job. I eventually found permanent or semi-permanent housing in downtown Los Angeles at an artist collective, and I started to save my money for when I would leave the country again. That was the ultimate goal. Get the hell out of the United States. I really wanted to be out of the US. So fast forward to, I think it was the beginning of June of this year, 2018, I booked my flight to go back to Belize, and I booked the hostel. All of the things were set, at least for the first week. I didn't know how long I would be gone. Fast forward again to end of July, 1 month before I'm supposed to be leaving to go to Belize, and another man crosses my path very intense, very quickly. That's how I love, y'all. Like, I don't connect with a lot of men romantically, or, you know, I don't find a lot of them that I'm interested in, whom are also interested in me as well. But when I do, it just, I kind of throw my entire being into that relationship, for better or for worse. I'm still navigating through that, and he shook up my world, y'all. There were a lot of ups, a lot of downs very quickly, even within just the first 2 weeks of our relationship. And he really had me thinking about a lot of things. He's a quiet person and doesn't say a lot, and I was very intrigued by that, very much wanting to know him on a deeper level, because I know that people who don't speak a lot, and like he expressed to me, he said, I don't speak because I observe. I'm constantly aware of what's going on around me. I'm constantly aware of the energy. And the more that I would hear him speak, the more the things that I would hear him say, the more interested I was in learning from him. But I had this trip looming in front of me, and as is understandable, he was pretty cautious about wanting to go any further, because I would be leaving, and I had planned on being gone for 2 months. Actually, when we first started out, I didn't know how long I was going to be gone. I didn't have a return date. I was just going to go and stay until the money ran out again. But he allowed me to make some decisions, and I decided that I only wanted to be gone for 2 months. I actually meditated and prayed on it extensively. I didn't know at that point if between him and my best friend in Los Angeles, Mayrita, I didn't even know if I wanted to go anymore. I wanted to stay in Los Angeles. LA felt, for the first time, like home. I hadn't experienced the feeling of home since I was in New York, and that was several years ago. Everything else just kind of felt temporary, and I do like that feeling. I like traveling and all of that, but there is something about having a sense of community and having a place where you feel like you belong. So I meditated and I prayed, and I realized that this is something that I needed. I wasn't sure, and I'm still not sure, what is going to happen. I am here in Belize. I just got here yesterday. So I left Los Angeles on August 22nd, which is 8/22. My life is guided by the number 8. This is update video number 8. 8 as in August as well. And 22, 2 in general, especially if you see 2 repetitively, it means that you are exactly where you're supposed to be. So about 2 months ago, I started running, and I had been writing, but between running and having exercise for the first time in years, along with writing, this spiritual journey started. And my next video is going to discuss more about the spiritual journey that I have had thus far. But I knew that I needed to continue to dive deeper into the spirituality, really get to know myself, really focus on what it is that I want out of life, things that I want to do, things that I want to accomplish. And when I say that this man shook up my life in so many ways, I mean, I ultimately was the one who had these thoughts and got to where I needed to be, or, you know, but he was the catalyst for that. He was the reason that I started to think deeper, that I started to really acknowledge this gift that I have of being an empath and being a healer. Yesterday I arrived. I am here in the beautiful Belize, and I will be spending the next, at least through September, I will be here. I will likely be here through October as well, and then return to the States sometime in November, and we'll see where life leads me after that. Sorry if this video was a little all over the place. I am still working on grounding myself. I did just get in last night. I had a pretty good night's sleep, but my brain is still a little scattered. So I'm sure this video is going to be reflective of that scattered brain. But we will start focusing more in the next video and have more of a flow. I just want to say that I love you all so much. Thank you so much for your support over the years. Thank you so much for your love. And until the next video, I leave y'all with revolutionary love.